the two L's, which are kind of cornerstones of a lot of our platform here, Latin and logic. What do you, as someone who's taught these subjects quite often, what do you see as the principal benefits? And I'm thinking very etymologically in terms of the word benefit there. What do you see as the principal benefits to the study of these two subjects?
Yeah, yeah. So first off, kind of like the first answer, I think they're valuable, beautiful things in themselves, and that's reason enough to spend time and energy and sometimes even money pursuing them. Um, it's valuable to learn another language. It's valuable to learn about the past. It's valuable to learn how your mind works and to help your mind to work better. That's just is good in itself. I was with some of my grade school students. I was talking the other day about like in a sixth grade logic class that look, when a baby dog reaches a certain age, puppy reaches a certain age, it's gonna start hunting little bugs and things, and it's gonna start picking fights with other dogs. That's what play is for the dog, because what a dog is supposed to do is eat things and participate in that pack life. So play for the dog means that, because that's what he's driven to. Well, a human baby, a toddler at a certain age, is going to start playing with words. They're going to start singing songs and substituting words with songs and turning every nursery rhyme into a poop joke and coming up with imaginary scenarios with their toys. And because what human beings are made for is language and thought. So that's just generally just they're. I don't think they need to be justified. I'm not saying you're saying that, but they don't need any justification themselves. Beyond that, with Latin, and I think a lot of this applies to logic too. I like to talk about Latin as a bridge language, as a language that builds connections. For one thing, when you learn a classical language, you are getting to know a historical culture, a very different world than yours at a very intimate level. There's something, when you're learning someone else's language, that gets you into their head in a different way than learning about them in a history or literature class, as wonderful as that is. Um, and also so that relates to your question before about navigating different traditions and different views of the world in education. But also the cool thing about a classical language is that you're getting to know your own culture really well, and which has two benefits. One is just it was Jeff Winkle, who does the podcast with David Noe, made this point. It has always stuck with me that nowadays we have such an overload of media. You know, there is more. Right now from my desk, I have access to more books and more music and more video content than I could ever listen to in a lifetime. And it's overwhelming. And we spend so much of our life taking in media, whether for personal or other reasons, that we have to choose, and we don't have the time to choose. And getting to know how our culture got to the way it is adds another layer of discernment there, because you can see why movies or why music or why literature works the way it does. So that's another reason it informs your own choice. The same thing with uh, government. Understanding why our government works the way it does. There's just so many ways in which learning Latin, getting to know that other world, is going to again add that extra bit of discernment to the way you operate in the world today.